What's up, everybody? I'm Clay, and I do want to say thank you guys for watching the video. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for understanding that YouTube is now run by AI, so we got to be as careful as possible. It is allowing general discussions about crypto, NFTs, and other digital assets, so please do not interpret this video to be anything other than that. It is not a promise, promotion, suggestion, recommendation, or guarantee of any kind. It is simply you and I talking about crypto, talking about news, talking about prices, and so on. Now, the news, the overall news, is that a 10% tariff on 8 European countries until there's a deal to buy Greenland, and that will increase, I believe, to a 25% tariff if a deal is not made by, I think it said June 1st. You guys have to go in and read the article for yourself if you want to see all of that there. But let's talk about Shiba Inu coin specifically because, yeah, SHIB had a very hard night last night. Shiba Inu coin fell off the side of a cliff, moving from about 810 points per coin down to 750 points per coin. Now, it is back up just slightly to 788 points per coin, but you can see the last 2 weeks. We had a phenomenal start to 2026, but the last 2 weeks have been terrible. Nothing but red with really only one green day in the mix of it. Now, Shiba Inu coin throwing some red on the screen today. Hopefully, all of these tariff talks lead to a desired, I guess, outcome, and crypto prices across the board begin to rise once again. But looking at Shiba Inu coin specifically, it says 361 billion SHIB has been yanked off centralized exchanges over the weekend, potentially starving sell-side liquidity. Man, I hope so. The popular canine meme coin, Shiba Inu coin, saw stupendous outflows of tokens from popular centralized exchanges or sexes over the past weekend. This was matched with a massive uptick in Shiba Inu coin's burns on Monday, including deflation from the Shiba Inu coin's army has been waiting for. This is accounting for 30 million SHIB tokens set ablaze in 24 hours. The daily burn rate jumped 3,900 and almost 53%, raising enthusiasm among SHIB custodians on X. On the other hand, SHIB's official burner account has been absent since January 9th, 2026, which could hint at a structure change. Don't really care too much about Shibarium. Let's talk about these outflows. It says, in other related news, Shiba Inu coin's total exchange reserves dropped by 361 billion SHIB. CryptoQuant's real-time data reports this figure to be sitting at 82.2 trillion SHIB, dropping from 140 trillion SHIB during the same period last year. The supply crunch on centralized exchanges responds to two key factors. First of all, there's a lack of speculative interest in Shiba Inu coin, as both spot and future markets didn't produce more than $250 million on most days in 2025. That's very, very low for a coin that was doing $40 billion worth of volume back in 2021. On the other hand, Shiba Inu coin's long-term holders have continued to gradually rise, so the drop in speculative interest also serves as a sign of long-term holding. Now, guys, it is difficult, right? It is difficult to see a couple good days strung together and a fantastic start to 2026 just to sit here with 2 full weeks of red lines. But this is the sentiment that we have to push through if we expect to take part in the gains. This is the negative sentiment that we have to make it through and have to continue accumulating through if we expect to actually see the gains. If we give up now, if we give up at the bottom, it is over. But it is not over for me. I continue to accumulate with the anticipation of massive gains. I continue to accumulate because I believe in the cryptocurrency market, both long-term and short-term. I believe in these digital assets.